Yes, you can turn that off. Because this is actually working, which is really good. There was a lady who had 2 little kids. Some of you are going to relate to this. 2 little boys, 8 and 10 years old. And they were very rambunctious. You have rambunctious little boys at one time? I sure did. Anybody else have rambunctious little boys? Kind of getting into trouble from time to time? Maybe? Well, these 2 little boys kind of got in trouble a lot. And their mother heard, no, it wasn't Rick. It could have been.
Just checking.
But it wasn't Rick. They'll remain nameless because, we don't want to let this out who it was. So these 2 little boys were always in trouble, and the mother heard that there was a new pastor that had come to the local church, and that he was pretty good in dealing with children. So she decided to take the boys, and she got the oldest one, and she put him in the car, and took him down, and he had no idea what was going on. And she takes him into the pastor's office, and the pastor, sits and looks at this little boy, and he says, "Where is God?" Little boy sits there. Pastor looks at him again. "Where is God?" Little boy doesn't know what to do. He's like 10 years old. This pastor, one more time, stands up over him and says, "Where is God?" And he runs out of the room screaming. This little kid is just scared to death. And he goes and he hides in the back of the car, and his mother takes him home, and he runs up to his room, and he hides in the closet. And his little brother says, "What's the matter?" And he said, "We're really in trouble this time because God is missing and they think we did it." So, what's missing in your life? Hopefully not God. But who here has everything they want and everything they need right now? Who has it? I got a few. So the rest of you maybe still have some wants, some needs, some desires. Okay. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair? What do you want and what do you need? Somebody tell me something that you're trying to add into your life.
Abundance.
Abundance. Anything else?
Peace.
Peace.
Health.
Health.
Adventure.
Adventure. Oh, that's a good one.
Relaxation.
Relaxation. Yeah, I get it, Cheyenne. Relaxation. Do these things make us happy?
No.
No? Yes? Why do we want them?
Temporarily, they make us happy.
Temporarily, they make us happy.
We think they'll make us.
We think they'll make us happy. And again, maybe they do for a short time. You get a new car. I'm just throwing that out there. Because, a lot of times you want a new car. Anybody ever want a new car?
Sure.
And you get one, and it's really cool. For about how long?
Oh, we.
A week? 6 months? A year maybe? Outside a year? So this thing that you thought would make you so happy is temporary. Where does real happiness come from? Lasting happiness.
The decision.
From within. Decision?
Hey, Mom.
Decision, that's a pretty good one. So what is the source of our happiness? Is it the outside stuff?
No.
Everybody said it's within. It's decision. It's stuff inside of us. We're all far enough along that we know this. The happiness has to come from within. But do we cover that up with our wants and needs? I think sometimes we do. I think sometimes we bury that source of our happiness, which is planted inside of each and every one of us. I think we bury that sometimes. Who decides, I got a bunch of questions, I'm going to just throw these out to you guys. Who decides at any given moment whether you are happy or not?
We do.
We do. So why do we decide to be unhappy? Has anyone ever decided to be unhappy? Conscious decision?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's pretty rare, but subconsciously, we're making ourselves unhappy with a lot of wants and needs. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have wants and needs and we shouldn't move forward. But I'm saying we need to have some balance. I'm the balance girl, born on an equinox. I'm going to always talk balance. So you are the source of your own happiness. If you're the one who makes the decision whether you're happy or not, who decides this, you are your own source. That's really simple.
Well, it's not always that simple.
Oh! So what do we have to do? It's not that simple. So what do we do? I got some clues. Okay, I'll give you some tools to work with. First one, stay in the present moment. You know, we've all heard this, the power of now. We've all talked about it. We've all read the books. Stay in the present moment. Because those wants and desires are either fears from the past or things you want for the future, and it's fears about the future. Am I right? In the present moment, are you okay? Do you have everything you need right this moment? And that moment's already gone, isn't it? Can we think about the present moment?
No.
No. Why?
You can only experience it after.
Exactly. You can only experience it after it's over. You can't, by the time you have the thought, that moment's already gone. So there's clue number one. To experience happiness, no thinking.
What is that for?
No thinking. Because it's our thinking that gets that cage going, the squirrel on the cage going in the head, that makes us unhappy. Number two, stop trying to control any situation. Now, I will tell you, I'm really working on this one, and I'm not there. My mind is so busy trying to figure out everything. I have one of those logical minds that wants the answer to everything, wants to figure it all out. I want to put it all in a nice, neat little box, and I want to tie it with a bow. And that's a control thing. I want to figure it all out. I want to make plans. Now in business, okay, I'm the plan lady. I have to make plans for where we're going to go and where we're going to stay and what's going to happen and what we're going to take with us. We go out and travel and sell our stuff all over the place. So I have to make plans. There's no doubt. But how solid can we make our plans? I have to keep them flexible, don't I? Uh-huh. I have to keep them a little bit flexible. So if we stop trying to control situations, will life fall apart? No. I got a yes over here. I got a lot of no's. I turn over here and I got, oh yeah. Life isn't going to fall apart if we don't plan everything. There's things we'll plan, but we don't have to plan everything. And the question is, have you really been holding your life together? Betty really laughed at that one. Others of you were thinking, are you the one holding it together?
Yes.
I will counter that. I really don't think so.
We're puppets.
I think there's something bigger out there. I think this divine intelligence is kind of holding things together for us. And it's really not up to us at all. So if it's not up to us, why are we trying to control it all? Oh, this is a good one. All that stuff of trying to figure things out and play with things in your mind and gather knowledge, I'm as good at it as you are, Bob, trust me. But are you bigger than the sum of your knowledge and experiences? Yeah, because there's something more than what we can do with this mind. So clue number 2 is that control is an illusion. Now, was that perfect for today?
Yes.
So what are we trusting? What do we trust? Do we trust? Are we trusting our planning, our thinking? Are we trusting our effort, our work, our relationships? Are we trusting our health? These are the things that don't make us happy for long, right? So are we trusting in these things to keep us happy? Not really living in the flow of life, is it? Clue number 3. Practice living in the flow of life. You know, we've all heard the row, row, row your boat. Everybody's heard it. Whose boat are you rowing?
Higher.
Your boat.
Your boat. You're not rowing my boat. You're rowing your own boat. Are you going upstream or downstream?
Hopefully down.
Rowing it down the stream. Why? Because it's really hard to row upstream. We don't need to do that. And if we row downstream and we row our own boat, it's merrily, 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 merrily. Because
Life is but a dream.
life is but a dream.
I like to sing that song. I like to
Some of us have spent years, maybe lifetimes, searching for happiness. Searching here, searching there. But Maggie talked about it. See, I asked her before we started if she was going to give my talk, because 2 times ago when she did her spiritual thought, she talked about letting go. Our only hope in having this happiness that we all really want is by letting go. By letting go of the needs. Now, I've let go of a lot, but I got a lot more to let go of. I'm going to read you some stuff, and I know it gets boring when I read, but I have to read this to you. I just finished the class in peace of spirit, the peace of spirit, and in the last class, I read through some writings that are in the Song of Prayer, which is an adjunct little booklet associated with the Course in Miracles. And I'm going to read you some things about prayer. So from the Song of Prayer, prayer is a way offered by the Holy Spirit to reach God. So our point in prayer is reaching God. It is not merely a question or an entreaty. Now, in Science of Mind, we're pretty good about not asking for things or begging for things. We'll talk a little more about this. It cannot succeed until you realize that it asks for nothing. Now, this kind of goes against everything I've been taught, and I've been doing this for about 20 years. And I've been taught that I stand in my truth, and I declare what it is I want to experience. And I teach people to do this. And then I come across this, and it hit a chord inside me. It is impossible to pray for idols, which would be our needs, our wants, our desires, and hope to reach God. True prayer must avoid the pitfall of asking to entreat. Ask rather to receive what is already given, to accept what is already there. Now, a lot of times in prayer treatment, that's what we do. But my concern is that sometimes there's an underlying thread of I need this for my happiness. I want this for my happiness. The secret of true prayer is to forget the things you think you need. Remember that thinking? Overlook your specific needs as you see them and let them go into God's hands. Not God hand, but God's hands. Prayer is a stepping aside, a letting go, a quiet time of listening and loving. It should not be confused with supplication of any kind, because it is a way of remembering your holiness. Prayer is an offering, a giving up of yourself to be at one with love. Does this have a different feel? Can you feel a difference in this concept? There is nothing to ask because there is nothing left to want.